Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Johnson Salami. Today's date is 3rd day in the month of February 2026. How is your day going? And I hope you're having a lovely time wherever you're watching me. And I will be going straight to the newspapers review. Let's see what is newspapers are saying. What is happening during the newspapers? The first one is from also Punch updated. DSS arraigns Malami son over terrorism financing and firearms possession. Now, this is more of like additional charges, from the fraudulence or embezzlement of the public funds and so on. Now, let us look at it very critically. Now, the matter is very, very interesting. It's funny, and again, it shows that this is how APC has been, destroying the country since 2015, when Buhari appointed him as the Attorney General of Federation. Attorney General, whatever his title, position. It was quite the key players in during Buhari's regime, and we could see that now. Possessing firearm 27 different cartridge. They just listed some of the charges against him and his son, because when they raided his house in December 2025, they found out some things, firearms in his possession, and he's being accused of being financing terrorism in the country. So that means APC is financing terrorism in the country. That is what it implies. That means APC members, because Malami took part, has been with APC for 8 years from 2015, meaning that he has been in active politics with APC. And that is to show there are more people in APC that are involved, but because they are still in APC, they will likely not be arrested, they will not be charged or called because of this. So now let's hope that what they are doing there, they are doing the right thing, and they get issues solved in time. The next one is police detaining 25 armed robbery, terrorism suspects in Imo State Police Command already made it clear concerning that there is more of closure towards crimes in the state, meaning that they are doing well. That's recording quite numbers of cases where they are reducing the security in the state. Now, that is what they're claiming, and that is just based on the fact that they are having the high numbers of the 25 armed robbery, people. Now, let's look at it now. What happened at the end of the day if these people are innocent, or they have not been really, they are just walking recklessly? And we have been hearing cases where more of people in the prison that have not been charged with court, and they are likely not yet charged as guilty, and then that means they are innocent. So they are, most of the people in prison currently, they are yet to face trial, they have face court, and then they are there to be found guilty, because in the country, we just need to hear the news that some people were arrested, and then we assume that the security they are working well. But on a normal note, we tend to see that out of 30 cases, maybe we have 3 cases where they are true. But if you look at it based on the records on grading, we say that percentage of failures of police or security men in the country is very high. It's higher, even more than, let's say, 70%. They fail more than 30%, or even less than 30%. But for the sake of being fair, not to make them look like if they are nothing, they are useless totally. Let's say maybe they are useless, but they are not useless totally. Let's look at it. That's about 30%. That's how what they have done. They have achieved. They have been able to neutralize cases of armed robbery and kidnapping and so on. But that is Igbo State for you there. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just A single body is transported to father in Enugu State. Choir says this choir is a community in Abuja that she is part of them, and in the group they have a group where they used to share. And when this issue happened around 9 in the morning, around 8 to 9 in the morning, she had to look for a way of getting cab since there was the neighbor's car refused to kickstart, and the process she had to look for motorcycles or Okada, and then she moved to one hospital. From there, they referred to another hospital. The first hospital, they said that they don't have the anti-venom, vaccines or drugs to stop the venoms of the snake, because snake has been discovered to be cobra. And that is what happened. And then when she got to a hospital, the attendants in hospitals there confirmed that she actually walked with her legs to the hospital. And then because of the issues that there's one vaccine that is not in the hospital that has been stock out, the business is not in stock, that they told the two guys or two people that came from the choir, that represented the choir, and then they went to look for the drugs, and when they got the drugs before they came back, they already discovered that she has passed to the glory. Although they also use oxygen, oxygen to put to make sure that she got, and again her body her system was shutting down, and after that they also claim that they injected her with some antivenoms. And they claim that evidence was not absent or was not available, meaning that there was antivenom in the hospital, that it's not because of the antivenom. Although, according to the report from this, a friend said that she said that they removed the neighbor tied her hand from so that the venoms will not pass to the other parts of the body. But because perhaps the professionals, they felt that the drips will be able to do the job, that led to this. Or perhaps the interns, those ones who don't have experience in terms of relating to drugs, talk about venoms, snake bites, and so on. So at the end of the day, she passed on to the glory. So, and in one parish, they had some maybe prayers, and they conducted the beats for funeral service. And again, before they move a body to Abuja, requested by our father, that is the father in Enugu. So, the funeral, proper funeral will be announced at the due course. So that is so sad. We wanted that very promising young lady, in the choir, perform a lot. So NECO releases 2025 SSCE external results, over 80% score 5 credits. That is a very good one, and that means about 9,000 candidates were discovered to be engaged in one practice or the other, and then the process about in Kano, in Yobe, in about 3 states in North had been registered, or they have already been clear that these people should not be conducting it because of the malpractices that they discovered in the whole center, not just maybe few candidates. Now, also about more than about 5 or 6 thereabout supervisors also have been delisted, meaning that there are no more supervisors for NECO. So that is because they participated in the examination malpractice. Let's look at the next one. Public office not for profit. Okpebholo wants appointees. Now, this is idea. Okpebholo is the governor of in the states of Edo State, and we say that he is claiming that he is there not for profit. That is what it means. But the question is, if the appointees, what about him as elected governor, either through backdoor or through rigging? Whatever it is, he is governor. So that means it's likely that he is going to truly show that true. It's there to serve, but if you are serving, make sure that you are not also profiting to the detriment of the Edo people. So let's try to reason well, and you can't claim that other parties like they are there for profits and not there to serve. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. And that will be all because of time. And I will feel I need to call it up for today. And then we'll see you by God's grace tomorrow for another edition of JB Trading News. One thing about how we need to look at is that as weather seems to be showing that rain was fall in this part of the country, in Kwara State, and I don't know about other parts of the state or other parts of the country, like Lagos, the kind of Port Harcourt and others. There was a news that rain fell in one part of the country. That is to show that farmers will be preparing to go to their farms to prepare for the new year. This is the new year for farming. So, but let's look at it. The government, according to what we have been saying online, the researches that shows that the Nigerian government has been making some things, forcing reduction of price of some goods based on the fact that they are importing them, the grains, and then talking about also allowing borders to be open for more importation. But the question is that even when it's the importation, the government still care more about taxation that will be coming into the pocket of the government, and then some people will be stealing the money that the government generates through that. But then anyhow it is, we just need to see how we live well, we do well, and we think well. Apart from thinking well, let's ensure that our health is not being neglected because of wealth. Wealth is good, but let's remember that our health is also wealth. So if you are healthy, you are wealthy. But if you are wealthy without health, you don't be healthy, that wealth is just going to be like useless. Sometimes money cannot buy everything. Although they say that money has all things, but not true. It is just few things or most things, but not all. This is about God today. Let's see about God grace tomorrow for another edition.